Excellent. Is that heartbeat effect? Is that heartbeat sound effect stronger? I think that was just me listening to it more. Alright. So we're coming up on a monster. Not a boss. I mean, he's a monster. We've been told it's a monster. But before that...
There must be some way to open this.
Look at this.
No?
I kind of love this NPC, I'm not gonna lie. So we've met Alidoro, who has that like cool wolf mask. And look at this dude with like... Oh, it's this cheap ass cobbled together. He definitely did it himself. And like, to be honest, for something he put together himself, it's a pretty good little dog mask. Like, it's very clearly amateurish. It's not professionally made.
Hey, are you a treasure hunter too? Strange to me someone in my line of work. I know how this looks, but I'm not a thief or anything. I am on a serious expedition. You wouldn't happen to know a treasure hunter named Alidoro, would you? I'm a big fan.
Shocking.
I plan my expeditions to follow Alidoro's traces, but this lock has me at a dead end, and I so wanted to explore the Hermit's Cave. All I can do is keep plugging away. If you come back by, say hello. Maybe I'll get this place open.
So, fun fact. I've said this game is very linear. Or pretty linear. This right here is like the one side area in the game. It's a little small, but it's more than basically any of the rest of it, so.
Life is short, and life in Krat is shorter. I reckon I should cherish what time I've got. All I can do is keep plugging away. If you come back by, say hello. Maybe I'll get this place open.
Rookie Explorer Hugo is that bit NPC who is very pleasant because he's not serious. He's not important enough to have any of the big, sad, dramatic things going on. But we can ask him about Alidoro. Because Alidoro was suspicious.
You never heard of Alidoro? He's a treasure hunter and one of the best. And unlike a lot of the riffraff in Krat, he's not a thief. He's a pro who excavates antiquities methodically. And professionalism is important when you're talking about Ergo. Just mention Ergo, and everyone cares about the history behind the ruins. That's why Alidoro has the reputation he does. The quality of his information and the condition of the antiquities are on another level. I know there are rumors about Alidoro lately, but I know jealousy when I hear it.
Rumors, you say? Also, I mean, I will say those boss antiquities he exchanges for boss Ergo are pretty good. So, what are these rumors?
The rumors? Well, for starters, they're nonsense. Alidoro is the last person you'd suspect of crimes like fraud and theft and assault. It's crazy. I've even seen a wanted poster of him. Those alchemists must be behind it. Those guys act like they own the ruins, and they don't want treasure hunters to earn an honest living. I mean, come on. We're talking about the Alidoro who saved all those lives in the workshop tower rubble. So, no, I don't believe a word of it. Ugh, would you get a load of this? I grabbed it as a souvenir, but it's just malicious propaganda.
Okay.
You take it.
Wanted, Alidoro, a con man who calls himself a treasure hunter, wears a hound mask, charged with fraud, impersonation, theft, assault, and other serious crimes. He's very good at tricking people, so watch out. This is interesting.
Life is short, and all I can do is keep plugging away.
That's such a positive line to come back to when you talk to Rookie Explorer Hugo. About to discover treasure.
My treasure? Well, this is what I've got so far. It's a cryptic vessel, a sort of cipher device, but I don't know how it works. I don't want to throw it away. I think it's a clue to some stolen goods. I found it between the corpses of 2 thieves who died fighting over it. You know what they say, no honor among thieves. But I can't make heads or tails of it. If you want it, it's yours.
There's the old cryptic vessel. Man, Hugo's such a nice guy. He just hands us the
Life
vessel.
is short. All I can do is keep...
Okay, that's that complete. We can look at that, but I believe we've determined. Yeah, those are. It's the name changes, but the description stays the same. So, if we look at things to teleport to, we can actually. Where would I want to go? I would want to go to Barren Swamp entrance. So, Rookie Explorer Hugo and Eugenie both mentioned the old workshop collapse. Aldoro saved people from it. He sounded like he was a pretty good dude. And yet, he's kind of an asshole. You know what? Let's just see. Maybe he can offer some insight.
You're a worthy hunter, and it is...
About this wanted poster.
What's this? A poster singing my praises? Oh dear, your practical jokes go too far. Oh, a wanted poster? Right, yeah. Let me explain. There is an unscrupulous reporter called Medoro, and he's the epitome of yellow journalism, and he only writes favorable articles if you bribe him.
Okay.
One time, I didn't give him a certain antique he wanted, and he slandered me, just like this. What has this world come to? Even noble explorers searching for true history get lambasted for all to see. Perhaps I should be pleased that this scrap of paper is powerless, as there's no authority to pay the reward. You can keep it as a souvenir.
Well, I mean, he was pretty straight shooting with that, sounds like. Medoro's not a good guy. He just lied about him. I wonder if Hugo can tell us more. Also, it is interesting. They don't tell you to go back to Alodoro, but they do give you the icon for Hugo if you do go back and talk to Alodoro. Lies and lies of P? I know, right?
Life is short, and all I can do is keep plugging away. If you...
He is so chipper. He's like, everything's fucked, so what can I do about it? Just gotta keep going. Like, I can't say a mood like I can't relate, but I wish I could. About Medoro.
You actually met Alodoro and asked him about the wanted poster. That's odd. Alodoro and Medoro are friends. When I was hurt, he took me to Medoro, who was one of the first on the scene. Medoro is quite the medic. He saved me when the workshop tower fell. There's gotta be a logical explanation. The Alodoro I admire would never talk about a friend like that. But who knows, maybe that wanted poster is real. You keep an eye on him if you see him again.
Okay, well, this is two different people who have described Alodoro in a way that is not consistent with the man we know as Alodoro. So clearly, the only logical explanation is, oh shit, that's right, I need to talk to him again, is that they're both lying to us.
In times like these, when truth and lies are blurred, the only thing to believe is your gut instinct about a person. I trust Alodoro. He wants to save people and seek out the truth. Anyhow, you gave me the first lead on Alidoro I've had in months. Take this in return. Consider it a gift suitable for times like these.
I forgot he had that line. I like that in the same line where Hugo tells you that he trusts in Alidoro, he also says you should trust your gut instinct with a character. And like, well, Alidoro has always been suspicious. The two nice characters that know about him, Hugo and Eugenie, have not been. You're giving me mixed signals here. Alright, let's pick up this gold coin fruit before I forget. Because I will forget. I wonder if we're going to hit Cat Phase 3 tonight. Probably not. I don't think I have enough time to do so. Anyways,
I
Vanini.
hear there is a new guest at the hotel, and that you had a little something to do with that. I just find saving people is its own reward. I certainly don't need the money. Even strangers. Everyone deserves some help now and then. If we who live through times like this don't live the best lives we can, we dishonor the memories of all we have lost. Honoring the lost is why I do what I do.
Oh, is it time?
In a way, I envy the dead. They don't have to know what it's like to remember that they're gone. Ha! And here I go again. Blah, blah,
Okay,
blah.
not yet.
Who
Okay.
cares, huh? Now, let's get out there and save my... That is, our city.
Ah, no, I think there is. Okay. Vanini's pretty good. Like, that's kind of nice of him. Since we're here, do you want to decipher this old cryptic vessel for us?
There you are. Now, just leave this to me. Done and done. You will find Vanini always seeks to rise to the challenge at hand.
Old cryptic vessel decryption. Orders. An old shack in the tomb slums in Malum district. Look for the bleak tree and laundry line and enter the shack next to them. Appendix. An agreement is attached for mutual trust. I kept hiding the stolen goods in the barren swamp and realized something. I'm never going to return if I keep going to the swamp. All I've known is the life of a thief, but I don't want to die now. So, we're returning to our sweet home. Even if the Black Rabbit Brotherhood is making trouble, we are technically before them in the Malum district. In the slums, you follow the slum rules. First, bring the stolen goods to our old base. We may be dumb, but we're loyal, unlike the rich. Here's to a lifelong friendship.
I always welcome friend.
So we can ask Vanini about the Grand Covenant.
The Grand Covenant. You're not asking much, are you? Very well. Geppetto himself created it, and God help me, I made it work. It's in every puppet, a sort of conscience.
So,
In theory, it should have prevented anything like the puppet frenzy ever happening. It's because we don't truly understand Ergo. At least, that's my view. Sometimes Ergo-driven puppets gain what we call awakened egos.
yeah, weird that.
Individuality, more or less. Which is a dangerous thing if someone's not ready to handle it. Though that is rare. Or used to be. Hence, the Grand Covenant. Humanity's safety net. But it did not work. The puppet frenzy happened anyway. And I still don't know how.
Oh, Vanini.
So, the King of Puppets, how did he get around the Covenant, I wonder? He used the ergo wavelengths, but what did he do to their consciences? However, it's a different story when a single puppet cracks the safety device of so many puppets.
That's a little bit
Does the
weird.
Grand Covenant break when their ego awakens?
Well, I mean, we're
Or
not bound
did
by it.
someone cause the frenzy after lifting the Grand Covenant? If it's the former, the King of Puppets is the culprit. If it's the latter, the King of Puppets is a means to an end. I am but a simple, brilliant genius and a man about town. I do not pretend to be otherwise.
You egomaniac.
That is why I'm asking you to solve this. Everything depends on what you do now and your choices. I always welcome...
So, Venini just revealed to us that the Grand Covenant, almost the Asimovian type laws that govern puppets, he helped implement it, but it was created by our papa.
I know my way around a weapon.
Okay, Eugenie didn't have anything more to say. I just figured I'd check on that. So, if we were inclined to not trust our papa, I guess we could find that a little bit suspicious. Alright, so I need to use this Trinity key too, but first let's go to the Malum district. Path of the Pilgrim. This one kind of sucks to go for, because the Stargazer that is closer to it is the one that's next here, except that Stargazer is beneath the pit that you have to drop down to get, so you can't actually go that way. You can't go backwards for it. If I recall correctly, I might be a little bit wrong about that. Anyways, we're just gonna run. Also, hey Katie, it is puppet time. I just ran in a circle, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh, come on. Anyways, that was my fault. I definitely knew that other one was there. I just... Not fighting any of you. Not fighting any of you. Alright, so like if we go over this... Actually, you know what? I am full of... The shortcut goes by there. That's what I always forget. You can go into that one room for the shortcut. Okay, hopefully they'll ignore us. So we need to go over here. And suddenly, out of nowhere, there's a dude here.
How did you find this place? They sent you, didn't they? Those guys blabber about loyalty, but when the chips are down, they'll stab each other in the back. I don't know what's inside, and I don't really care. Take it with you and hurry.
Robber's Shack Key. A key obtained from a resident of the Tomb Slums in Malum district. It opens a shack in the Tomb Slums. The robbers, sick of the barren swamp, made a plan to go home. Betting on the slum's loyalty, they hid their stolen goods in a shack. So it's telling us that we can just open ourselves, and it's this door right here. Now, I don't have this on, do I? So if you look, you may see that right here by where it is, there's a section of the boards that look different. So we can go right here and open this chest up. Excuse you. Oh, and he's gone. So, that trap. But I do appreciate that they have dialogue for the guy for if you don't fall for the trap. Which I think is pretty likely as long as you played through the game first. And I'm sure there's a not insignificant portion of people who figure it out right away. I will admit I didn't. I was not being slow or patient enough for it. Regardless of if you fall for it or not, he's never there again. Like, even if you fall for it, you hear him, like, laugh to himself about it, and then he is just gone. Alright. So that's the first thing done. Let's go back to Recent Stargazer. I've got to use this third Trinity key we got. Fortunately, it's a really easy Trinity door to reach. We just need to go back to where we fought Romeo. Romeo, Romeo. Oh, wherefore art thou? Well, he's actually kind of dead now. It's not really. So we just go the... Actually, I think the stage is... It's 6 to 1, half dozen the other, I think, actually. I think this will be slightly faster to go backwards. I think. Maybe. What is... I'm on lightning right now? Okay. Should probably go into fire. Oh, wait a second. Speaking of, what am I on for this? I'm on fire. I need to be on corrosion. I think I've mentioned that this chandelier has collision. So I did have to avoid that when I was running the attack Romeo. They passed through the door. It's time to understand the true meaning of 3 pillars. Performance of the day. The greatest singer in Krat has arrived. It's a shame she can't sing because her tongue was cut out. Arlecchino's a little dark with his stuff, but that's okay. Belford Superior Radiation Converter and Quartz. Ah, right. That's why I didn't have it. It's because you get it here, which I could have gone to earlier. But I still wouldn't be on corrosion anyways. Alright, excellent. Then, let's go back to the Hotel Stargazer. And actually use... We'll use 3 of this quartz. It does technically behoove you, as soon as you get any quartz, to just immediately spend it. You get the initial benefit right away. But for my completion brain, I always like to save it until I can actually finish the thing. Evening after the rain. No cat. That's a shame. Yeah, we have 5 quartz, so... No, you gotta go for amulet slots. So... attack stuff is pretty decent. Ah, this is the one that's a little bit awkward. Okay. So increased pulse cells gives you more maximum pulse cells to use, which is very useful. Perfect Gird regain cover rate lets you get back some of your HP. Like, so when you Gird, there's some HP you can regain from that, right? You can regain that. This one, on subsequent Perfect Girds, you can get some of that back. Auto charge pulse when discharged. This means that when you're in that state where you ran out of heals and you need to attack to get one back, you can also just wait it out some. This one is incredibly good. Charges you eliminate enemy, fatal attack, fatal charger, special grindstone weapon durability. That one's not actually all that good, but I like to have it. Yeah, consumable throwing, consumable. No, okay, so I need an attack one. Attack Fable Arts. Ah, lowers the amount of natural recovery upon weapon attack. That one's actually pretty useful. There we go. We can equip another amulet. What do I have? I have Hunter's stamina, weight limit, Puppet Destroyers, transformation, damage. Have that, max HP stamina and legion. That's probably actually the one, really. Or max stamina. Yeah, probably max stamina, really, right? Yeah, we'll do blue Garnish one, actually. A more balanced one, I think. Alright. Well, that was just a half hour of futzing around. Now, let's get to the boss. I do think lightning works on this boss, but I'll do fire instead. Oh yeah. Sentry's notebook. It's stained with green sap. XXXX. Why in the world is that thing even here in Krat? I thought they were joking when the city dispatched me to catch the monster. I figured it was probably a broken puppet or a bear with the petrification disease. That green thing is huge. What on earth did it eat in the swamp to grow so big? XXXX. I don't think it's the waste problem. I've observed it. It obsessively protects its nest and likes to bring its toys there. The puppet bodies aren't used just as toys. This thing sucks ergo from scrap puppets before playing with what's left. It feeds on ergo, and that's why it grows so big. This whole area is a feast for it. I need to report this. XXXX. Blasted bastards. Screw you all. I think that green guy was made by the alchemist for sure. He's their mistake. How's gonna ignore our backup requests like this? They're always like this. If something is unfavorable, they just ignore it. Why did they send us? Are we prey, not hunters? That guy is watching us more and more. He definitely knows we're here. He's looking at us like we're toys. Someone hurriedly scribbled a note. Karpos captured soon. Lost control of Ballista. Impossible to take back. I ask for forgiveness for all the sins of my life. The angel will guide us. Actually, that might be a different character who scribbles that at the end, but either way. Oh, right. You know what? I've looked at these enough. It feels like they always use the boss weapon, but they don't look all that different, so I'm just not going to bother. Because you'll see what the boss weapon looks like anyway, so... What am I looking at? It's got like crab eyes. It's got weird vine tentacles. Green and green. I'm actually playing well against them, though. Although this is still phase 1, so... I was actually a really lucky timing on that. That was a pretty clean phase 1. Because this one is... It's a 2-phase boss that has different health bars. Although, in this one's defense for a good reason. Hey, look, there's that golden ergo we need. Alright, I feel like this puppet needs to consent to this. Puppet devouring green monster. So you may notice that this is the Scrapped Watchman Murphy's moveset. Oh, he's doing his charge attack. Oh, yeah? Oh, man, I'm doing actually really well against them. I should be careful. Uh-oh. what is that move? You yell. Okay, unfortunately. I can't do the full thing, can I? Can I? Ooh, I can. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna lose it here, aren't I? My hubris. Wait, I might be able to do this. He gave me the right attacks. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Puppet devouring green hunters, ergo.
I knew you'd do it.
Golden, ergo.
Finally, the last hero weapon is in my hands.
You... Look at this asshole. Just waiting and you beat him and he's like, ah, I knew you could do it. Anyways, I was busy looting while you were doing that. Alright, well, let's look at those two things we got. Golden Ergo. Unusual Ergo acquired after defeating the green monster of the swamp. This is the material that Venini said he needed to find a way to get to the Isle of Alchemists. The Golden Ergo is famous for its high value due to its high power. Now, considering we know Ergo is people now, I don't know what Golden Ergo means. And I don't think there's any clues in the game on what specifically makes Golden Ergo. Like, maybe it's just really old or something? Puppet devouring green hunters, ergo. Ergo obtained from the green monster of the swamp. Jump scare warning. That's the one problem with having the full cell always recharging. We'll even do it while you're in the menu. No one knows where the green monster of the swamp came from. Some think he was produced from Krot's wrath. What's up?
I knew you'd do it. I had a feeling you'd be the perfect bait. I got what I wanted thanks to you. The last hero weapon is finally in my hands. I knew where it was, but I didn't dare lay my hands on it. The swamp is too dangerous. Someday soon, you'll see. You have my thanks. And you've earned a nickname. Alidoro's best bait. See you at the hotel.
You are an asshole, sir.
Thank you for your hard work. Alidoro's best bait. Let's go back to the hotel and celebrate the spoils of the hunt.
Yeah, you know what? Even if that is the real Alidoro, I feel like it'd be better if it was fake. I like to imagine Eugenie and Rookie Explorer Hugo's one is different. So, we can talk to Venini, we can talk to Antonia, and we can talk to Alidoro. Also, interestingly, we cannot go back to Krot Central Station. Also, the game didn't tell us, but a fourth person is actually waiting for us because...
By the way, do you remember when I mentioned my partner? I got a distress signal from him. His last location was Krot Central Station. But my gear won't protect me from the petrification disease there. Can you find him for me? I'll make it worth your while.
Yeah, do it, Bill.
Thanks. My partner's name is Atkinson. I think he was trying to secure an escape route. Look for him around Krot Central Station.
So yeah, the other thing is they won't put icons to show you where quests are. Well, I kind of understand that. It'd be a nice quality of life feature if, like, they still did it if you missed them. Just to give you a warning that you missed something. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, the cat's not up there. Also, while the game's not directing us to it, we can talk to Palmdina because...
You made the right choice. Lady Antonia is completely cured. She is so happy. I don't even know how to thank you. I know now what a glorious feeling it is to wish for the happiness of someone you care for. Perhaps it's presumptuous for a puppet to call that feeling love. I am happy enough just to protect her as best I can. Thank you for saving her and for guiding me through this emotion.
Aww, it's really nice. So Alidoro has specific dialogue just because this was an important boss weapon.
I found the last treasure thanks to you. The saber. A precious artifact from overseas. It'll always remind me of the rascal who stole it, then fell into the nest. I tried to save him, but I failed. Let the punishment fit the crime, I say. And in a twist of fate, you must become the weapon's true owner. A great weapon calls for a great warrior.
So, wait, you have something different to talk about? No, you don't. That's just it. Okay. So we can get the Ghostwalk amulet. The sentries feared the ghostly movement of the green monster of the swamp. One of the sentries miraculously managed to put the monster's information in an amulet, but he also disappeared. Alright. One of the fun things about the boss amulets in this game is if you do spend the boss aggro on them, they have actual, like, mechanical, impactful things. They're not, like, make you a little bit better at something. This one is maybe the biggest one. Fury attack dodge available, so when those red unblockable attacks happen, you can't dodge them. You either have to be where the hitbox isn't at all, or you need to perfect block them. Unless you equip the Ghostwalk amulet. However, it weighs 14.9. And this is after they nerfed, I'm pretty sure they dropped. Well, I should say buff really, because you want them to weigh less. There's a bunch of amulets I think they made way less, or maybe they might have also just given Pinocchio more carrying capacity weight. But yeah, if you're having a hard time perfect blocking those, you can put on this amulet and dodge them instead. Which, you know, that's pretty nice. Or you can, of course, get the Two Dragon Sword. It's a super technique weapon. It's very cool. I don't remember what its name is, but like you can look at it. They've mentioned it's from the eastern country, the country of the sun, country of the morning. Eugenie will tell us when we get there. But it's based on just a Korean weapon, so it's pretty cool that way. Fable Arts Link Emergency Dodge. Dodge quickly forward. Use an extra Fable slot to perform up to 2 attacks. Wind of Swords. Blow a wind of swords forward. Deals AoE damage to enemies in front of you. Two Dragon Sword. A precious sword that was at the Grand Exhibition Gallery. They say it was the saber of a commander from a quiet eastern land. The sea remembers the vow of the warrior. The general who rose up with the dragon to protect the people claimed a lonely victory in dozens of war. So, we'll actually equip this. Because we've heard about this. And in fact, this is from the country Eugenie is from. And when you get it...
Could you show me that saber? I recognize it anywhere. This is a saber from the country of the morning. You found this in the barren swamp? That's odd. Remember how I said my family were weapon experts? One of my earliest memories is of them talking about sabers like this. Maybe a thief stole this from the Grand Exhibition Gallery. Though it's just a gallery of ghosts now. With no one claiming ownership, I suppose it's yours. But take good care of it. This weapon carries a little bit of my heritage.
Alright.
I know my way around a weapon.
What are we... Oh, I can actually fully upgrade... Well, not fully upgrade this, but I can get this as far as the etiquette is. And if I compare to etiquette... It's at 195? No, full moon stones of the coming, but that's okay. And we can also alter handle on it. Similarly to that, technique would drive up its damage some. So, the cool thing about it is you actually move a little bit when you're using it. You do like these like swirly little... Now the charge attack, you may notice, so it gives you a backup if you just hit. If you hold it, I'm very bad at timing this. And that's the sword beam. And that you can use as a dodge. So for example... So yeah, let me dodge that then. The other really useful thing about it, if I can time this properly, is that charge attack. If you can time it, you get a... Basically, this weapon has a built-in extra parry feature. And it's really good. But you need to know that you have that, like... I think it even also works on... Yeah, and it counts as a perfect block, so... You can even do it on Fury attacks. So this is a Two-Dragon Sword. It is, maybe the most anime of the weapons for this. But we'll go back to etiquette for now. Yeah, the other thing it has is it's way heavier than etiquette, which is why it does a little bit more damage, and I'm pretty sure it's a significantly stronger weapon, but that's okay. Anyways, we have the golden ergo. Let's get Vinny started on that.
No! Can it be? It can! Are you hurt anywhere? Ha! You never fail to surprise me, compagno. Now, allow me to return the surprise. This little wonder creates a lead-acid battery in a flash.
I might have slightly messed up. I think it's fine.
We can use, and it's nearly perfect. We could power a city block with this. You see, the alchemists ordered transportation from me, powered by this. I'm not sure, but maybe it's still in their underground base. Just one problem with the base. I don't know exactly where it is. I don't know when exactly either. I had to just hand it over immediately after the launching ceremony. After all, I am the prince of the Krat social scene, and I surrendered to their mysticism. There. It's done. Now take it. A secret alchemist's underground lair. That sounds like something Antonia might well have heard of. You'd better ask her about it.
Yes, that's why I should have held off for a second, because we should have checked in with Antonio, but it's fine. I don't think it's going to interfere with things. Golden lead-acid battery. Lead-acid battery made of golden ergo by Venini. This is the material that Venini said he needed to find a way to get to the Isle of Alchemists. Special ergo power enabled Venini to move the giant submarine. It is manufactured to produce a higher power output through electric stimulation to ergo. So, we're going to be looking for a submarine, it seems.
Whatever choice you make.
Okay, Sophie doesn't have anything new to say. We talked to Belle, I talked to Eugenie, I talked to that. Let's check in with Antonia. Oh, she's looking much better. Look at that. Her face is pretty clear. Oh man, that cure did a lot for her.
Come here, child. This is my first chance to get a proper look at you. It's a shame my illness kept me from seeing such a handsome gentleman. Oh, to be young again. You are responsible for this miracle. You have no idea how much it means to me.
Aww.
I have to stay seated as I feel a little lightheaded, but I feel the vigor I thought I'd lost forever. Thank you. If Krat ever holds a proper ball again, I hope you'll ask me for a dance.
We've learned how to piano. And look at her going. She's like conducting us with her hand. Hell yeah. Greet, radiant ergo fragment. We feel warmth. Perform the greet gesture. Krat society is famous for its sophisticated customs. Naturally, this is reflected in courteous puppets as well. Now, we can still talk to her again about the actual plot we need.
I heard what happened at the exhibition. How frightful. It's no wonder you're trying to track down the alchemists. I'll tell you one thing. Many secrets are buried in the city of Krat. The same goes for this hotel. Beneath us, there is a passage connected to an underground base of the alchemists. It's where Ergo's vein was first discovered, long ago. Until the petrification disease, the hotel worked hand in hand with the alchemists. But I didn't know they'd be so corrupt. Everything changed when Simon became their leader.
Is Simon the Fire Nation?
I thought the survivors of the exhibition would be different. But they're just as corrupt. The passageways to the underground base are locked from their side. We can't get through unless they open them. And the underground base is the only way to embark for the Isle of Alchemists. If we find the right alchemist, perhaps we can get that door opened. I heard that some of them occupy the collapsed tower of the train station. And the collapse makes me wonder whether they had something to do with the recent earthquake. Look into it, won't you?
So the game won't let us go back to Krat Central Station, the ones we've been to. And now we kind of see why. It's kind of the next place we need to go to.
Have no thanks for keeping.
So now we've talked to Antonia. I think we can try talking to Giangio, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually say anything. Since he lied to us and said he was a pharmacist instead of an alchemist, but... Which, I mean, you know, the freaking info screen added him on that, so.
Stalker, please.
Nope, they don't tell you anything. Thank John Joe, you're useless. Okay, that's fine. I mean, he did make a cure for us for Antonia, so. The only other thing we have left is talking to dear Papa. Oh, we'll check the cat too, I guess.
You don't remember much. You asked me about Eric.
So we finished the Barren Swamp, so we can ask him about the Barren Swamp now.
Who knew such a huge monster lurked in the Barren Swamp? Perhaps the Grand Exhibition's wastewater twisted the monster somehow. I shudder to think of it. A concoction of all the swamp's creatures. It's another sign of how Krat is tearing itself apart. Who knows the science behind it? I'm just glad my precious son made it back in one piece.
We're his precious son. Oh. How is... Okay. I think our painting nose is longer. Does that mean, Cat, are you to phase 3 yet? Okay, it's still doing this. Now, for reference, it's possible it might not have a phase 3 for those. I don't know. Because I don't think where it's at would do the same phase 3 that I'm aware of. But yeah, let's go to the Barren Swamp Nest. See where the game's directing us. Now, it is going to be a long time till we find another boss Ergo. The next couple bosses are kind of like, they're not like true-ish bosses or all that unique. And it's just gonna be a while, you can trust me on that. Damn, I missed that so much. That was almost embarrassing how hard I missed that. Also, I should really spend this Ergo, but that's okay. Yeah, so like, for example, can I think I can actually... So it's 317 for that. Yeah, see that was 431, so. This is definitely better than it. Well, it is slower to attack though, like. Also, what are we on? Yeah, upon the Arch Disruption cartridge. Although it does not do much to alter the disruption at all. Yeah, it's a little bit enough reduction the other way. Alright. Alright, so one of these little connective. There's a few areas in this game that are like little connective areas like this. They aren't like the new place swimming that. That would have been a harder fight, except it staggered to 4 thrusts, so I was able to stop it from getting those moves off. Gonna make some progress. Oh yeah, we go back to an area that has annoying beeping sounds. And we're back to carcasses. Okay. Oh, some nice good ladder climbing ASMR. Okay, if I try to go this way... Frayed Notebook. It's a worn-out journal with bloodstains. Golden wings are drawn on the cover. I do not regret destroying the Saintess statue. I had to stop it from being used for humans. Of course, they'll find another way. But at least those who escaped will find freedom. If I have any regrets, it's just one. God save that child. I came from across the wide ocean. From across the wide ocean. Actually, I think that I might have had the entirely wrong idea about who wrote that. Also, this might kill me. Okay. I was just so excited to go. Oh, another earthquake. Is this corruption or this is decay? Okay. Well, we can actually... Oh, I already have the corrosion one on. Never mind then. Oh, instead of weighing this out, I have a ton of these, don't I? Where is it? Moves attribute status, or is it special? This is 16 in storage. Although checking took me long enough, I don't need to worry about it. I'm so done with these things. I really am. Foggy night, Krat Central Station. So, we're back at the beginning of the game, kind of. However, instead of zombies... I mean, not instead of zombies. Ooh, bloody letter. Bloody letter. 2123 train ticket to Saint Marianne. Text is hard to read because of the bloodstains. But yeah, instead of puppets now, it's full of zombies. As you do.
Did you feel that? An ergo amplification effect coming from Krat Central Station. I wonder if the alchemists are plotting something again. Please investigate that area.
Ooh, the alchemists are plotting something, you say, Sophia. Okay. Actually, am I right that I think I can spend this ergo I have right now? I think? Yeah, I'm fairly sure, actually. I don't have a reason to go back to Hotel Krat, though. It's not worth it right now. Should have cast it sooner. You guys saw fire on. Shortcut. This is another area that has a fair bit of shortcuts. There's also a lot of decay. A lot of decay. All right. Now going this way, this is just the place we came in. This area is full of gunk. So, we'll take care of it by going this way, I think. Oh, are you kidding me? Ooh. I hate this enemy. Like, it's not even that hard. It's just decay is such an obnoxious status effect. That's it. I really should put on something for it. One of those things to get rid of it. But whatever. Is this this is like a quartz, isn't it, actually? Think about it. Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Well, if that's a quartz, that actually gives me an excuse to go back to the Hotel Stargazer. Let's focus on making Pinocchio stronger. Like, I think right now I'm mostly increasing capacity anyways, but... What are we at? Alright. Our damage has gone up, which is nice. No, cat's not here. Is the cat over here again? No. Okay, well maybe it's in one of the places we can use. Okay. Fable slots, perfect guard stiffness, special grindstone uses. Yeah, I actually like to have this, so. First thing, we get increased pulse cells because that is always good. I don't care about these. Intensive field charge about fail attacks, charge legion, lower legion consumption at a crisis. Summon discharge to do charge attack durability. Oh man. Do I have anything here? Look at that. Reduce item prices. No, I wouldn't do that. Let's do attack for sure at least. Attack charge, Fable Arts, durability, charge stack attack. That might be the one that's more worth it really. Ambush is not bad either. We'll do charge. And I need to pick something from here. Charge attack, stamina consumption. Eliminate enemy, it does have some advantages, but I think it would actually probably fail attack Fable Charger, I guess. And now we've unlocked the 5th and final phase in New Game. Add a Legionnaire slot, so you can actually have multiple Legionnaires on it and change them. It's a slow animation though, so. Cube uses, Guard regain, that has some uses. And you have a Cycle window, which is honestly probably the only one of these that I would say is truly worthwhile. If I'm being honest. Like, I'm sure there's some cool things you can do with changing out Legionnaires, but the extra weight, if nothing else, is prohibitive. Alright, Cat, are you still doing the same thing here, too? Alright, well that was the same. Okay. I figured I'd check in there though, so that's fine. Alright, excellent. We're back to Krat Central Station with 9. We're gonna be in this area for a little while, which is okay. Let's get going. Oh, man. A carcass body fluid bottle. I guess the implication being you just plop it out. So run across here, it's another shortcut, unfortunately, slash fortunately maybe. So we can go through there, or we can drop down over from here. I think it's 6 to 1, half dozen the other, really. Although there's this guy over here we can at least take care of. Get killed. Interesting note about these guys, with these like one back tentacle, that now that I look at it actually looks exactly like what the devouring green monster of the swamp had. Their big lunging charge attack, if they grab you with that, they actually suck out some of your ergo. It's not like a ton. It's not like a great loss when they do it. But it's always kind of fun when an enemy does that. Well, I say fun. It sucks when it happens. It's just fun for it to be a thing that can happen. I know there's a guy like right here. I'm pretty sure. Okay, can I... Alright. 1, I don't know how I survived that. 2, that was like classic moment where it's like the camera just did not want to behave. Disgusting. Alright, rain ergo fragment. Is that all? Oh, what a useless thing to run down here for. Oh wait, is there something in these boxes? No, there was nothing in those boxes. Okay. And it turns out more things so we have like baby green monsters now that possess the puppets, so you know, the game can still get some mileage out of using puppets against us. Open the shortcut. So this takes us to that shortcut that was over on the other side of the beam. But the one that's closer to the Stargazer we still haven't reached though. Okay, that was close. Yeah, there we go. The fact that those enemies only take 3 pokes to stab made me get a little bit kind of like reckless there, but it ultimately worked out. And now we're going to meet a new mini-type enemy. Not mini-type, mini-boss type enemy. Well, actually, no, we can go through here first. This is such a cheap thing the game does. I always forget about that one guy being there. Because of course you're going to rush to get there because of this stupid thing. Oh well. That's a classic. Oh, you can hear an enemy moving in the distance. Kind of build up hype before you get there. That's a way blocked. So, I don't even... Oh no, okay, so this is... Oh, you got me there. So, it's kind of covered in crystal. So your weapon blocks off until you break it. Alright, help the bud. This is an awful weapon for this. Murderer Puppet's Amulet. I don't know why this drops the Murderer Puppet's Amulet, but it does. Increases damage inflicted on humans. The joy of having killed a human lies dormant within the clockwork heart. I will kill anything that resembles a human. But yeah, so those are clearly tough. But if you have like a bigger, heavier weapon that can not bounce off as much, it's not as bad, but eh. Anyways, this might look a little bit familiar. We have now... Well, I'll get there. Because in the distance, this is a familiar looking chair. We are back at the beginning of the game. perfected the greatest puppet. Now, that child again. And, weirdly, it turns out...
We are... Yes, behind the train car where you woke up. Wait, what is this? Who would put a workshop like this here, of all places? Good grief.
So... it looks like maybe... this is a bit of a weird, kind of looking workshop. So let's read this. Geppetto's Tools. So interestingly, secret passage. Yeah. We found our papa's workshop. We can do a bunch of things here. Like, pretty much everything you can do in the game to make yourself better, you can also just do here with Geppetto's Tools, which, I mean, makes sense. He made us. And if we go here... the Leda brake cartridge. So just good for if you have to deal with brake again. And then... letter from someone who has gone ahead. Dear Geppetto's puppet, who will come to this workshop train, I'm really thankful to you. A workshop train hidden by Geppetto. Isn't that something? If not you, how would I have found this place? Unfortunately for Geppetto, I have the ability to read someone's memories. In Balam District, I had a hunch. They thought that if they followed you, Geppetto's puppet, they'd find the relic he stole. And that hunch was right. The relic has been returned to our sacred place. Now that the stage is set, the doors will open. I know all this is confusing, but soon you'll learn everything. Thank you. You were a good guide. S.M. Or Simon Manus, perhaps? So yeah, that feels very classic. That's just a nice video game, right? You go back to where you started, and then there's a little secret for that if you check. Makes our father seem a little bit suspicious, but I'm sure that's just a coincidence. Like, everyone just wants to convince us Geppetto's not a nice old papa. I should sharpen my umbrella real fast. Okay, there's like a good little bit here, but I feel like it's also easy to kind of get lost and frustrated with Krat Central Station Return. Like, I definitely remember my first time playing this, not only dying a fair bit here, like most of the areas, but also just getting kind of frustrated. And in fact, this would be better if I had more people, but it won't be around if we do it, so... Well, no, let's not do that quite yet. In fact, I should have waited a second, but it's okay. We'll do a couple things just right away. Chain. These little assholes. I hate these little ankle biter enemies. They're basically like half-dead puppet bodies possessed by little things of that, but they're so annoying to fight. Master Chef's knife blade, Master Chef's knife handle. Oh, I like this weapon too. This is a funny one. It's just a butcher's knife. It has Conserve Energy and Furious Slash, both of which... Yeah, we've seen both of these before in other weapons. A Master Chef's Blade. It is short, but good enough to slaughter puppets. The citizens who fought back during the puppet frenzy, the most, were cooks. Their knives that were once used to prepare feasts were repurposed to slaughter puppets. The handle of the personal knife of a master chef. Some famous chefs engraved their handles with their symbol or initials. While slaughtering puppets, they lost their sanity amidst the violence. They got more and more drunk on the feeling of cutting something to pieces, rather than saving people. That's a little ominous, but I'm sure it's fine. I know there was a collapse, but why did they have to cut off communication? Please let us out. And then, because I remembered to go back and talk to Belle...
Don't kill me. I'm a human. Just a soldier.
Man, like, I didn't think he'd be doing well, but usually you expect to just find the body. Unfortunately for Atkinson, we don't find him at that stage.
Are you a stalker? Name's Atkinson. Crop militia. The suburbs are sealed off. There's no escape. Communications cut off too. Someone planned this all out. No idea who. Above my pay grade. If you meet someone named Belle in the city, tell her Atkinson died. A soldier.
Atkinson's letter. My dearest Belle, I remember the day I met you through your father's friend, Sir Left. That day, the steam of Krat Central Station was thick on the platform, and a flock of birds was flying overhead above the glass ceiling. There, I was waiting for you. When I saw a lady take one step down those stairs, I knew it was you. Your effervescent laughter left an impression on me. The reason I'm writing this letter. Yes, I'm at the train station, and it reminds me of you from that time. We were colleagues at first, and then lovers, but I still can't let you go. The way you smiled and looked forward to the exhibition and festivals. Those beautiful nights with the fireworks. I just can't let it go. So, if we are to survive and make it out of here, I plan to visit you with this letter. Please stay safe and wait for me until then. Sincerely, Atkinson. Now, I'm pretty sure we could just attack him, but I think he goes off and dies on his own anyway, so we've killed enough. We don't need to go right to that. So, we have a couple things to do at home now. We can go let Belle know that her partner is dead. But he did ask us to tell her he died a soldier, instead of as a, like, horrible monster thing, so. Sup, Belle?
Good to see you. I was getting worried waiting this long. The situation here seems to be getting worse. Soldiers like me are blunt. So give it to me straight. Is my partner safe?
So we can tell her he became a monster, or we can say he was killed in action fighting a puppet. Which, I mean, if you kill him is kind of a truth anyway, so.
This is Atkinson's handwriting on the letter. When we came to Krat, I never thought it would end like this. Sometimes you meet people who make you believe they'll always be with you. But a life can be snuffed out at any moment. I need to stay alive to notify others of his death. But it feels like something inside me has died as well. Anyway, I appreciate knowing what happened. I mean it.
Why an electric blitz canister? And because we did the lie too, we also got some more for that. Belle's an interesting little side quest. Because she's very short with how she shows up, in and out. But she's gonna stick around, which is a little bit weird. Why? A world I did not know when I was in the tower. The flower you gave me, the world you showed me made me happy. My memories are burning, leaving only the question of why behind. Where does love begin? Why? A song of aching love and whispers. Alright, well before we listen to that, you don't say anything, right?
You make.
Okay, no. Okay. I do want to real quick, because we're gonna, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time for this next time, so I want to get this now while we still can. Because, hey Papa, we found where you made us.
So, you found the workshop train. And the letter. I know who sent that letter. It has to be Simon. He has always been after my inventions. P organs are the best at bringing out Ergo's power, and he's obsessed. Don't pay that snake's lies any mind. Trust me, and save Krat, my son.
Okay. I don't... He heard about a letter and he said his lies. Where is this letter? I'm not sure if it's necessarily how I found this place, but I have Billy read someone's mind. I guess he does say that Geppetto stole a relic, but my point being, Geppetto was incredibly sus in his response to that. Is that further? No, this is as far as it was last time, I think. And we can listen to why in the meantime. Oh, actually, something else I forgot to do too. Because, we learned how to play the piano. So you can just do that anytime you want now. Pinocchio is a very smart puppet. I do like that, and then just, boo. Yeah, so that's just a thing we can do now. But we can also still listen to proper music too. Why? Oh, this one's so much better at playing the piano than we are. Okay, let's find the cat. In case we hit phase 3. Yeah, the cat's over here. Okay, we're still in phase 2 of Cat. Also, I've never heard it did that little pretty meow at the beginning of that. Y is also pretty good, but then again, they're all pretty good. Not change any outfits, do I? Also, it still does amuse me the idea of this hotel having a state-of-the-art sound system. That gramophone record player is amazing. You feel warmth. I don't suppose we close enough? No, okay. I really don't need to be wasting this little bit of time trying to see like when we hit the next phase transition for the cat. But at the same time, it is kind of interesting to look for. All right. So wait, while we're at it, let's just grab some of the golden coin fruit too. Like, I have 53 gold. I have 58 now. I'm never gonna use it. I don't buy stuff from Giangio. It's just, I hate it being wasted. Even though it's not being wasted, if I'm never gonna use it, it's just me making sure a number goes up. Oh, the insidious claws of a gamer brain. It's a hell of a drug. Yeah, I think at the rate I've gone, I have 2 to 3 more streams left of this. I want to say just 2, but it's not going to be reliable. Now, unfortunately, that does mean this is going to run a bit longer than I wanted, because last week I thought I was going to get more time in than I was. Also, this is... yeah. That's a nice little classic trap setup there. Yeah, you can kind of tell that their big attack is going to be nasty, and it does permanently drain that ergo. Like, you don't get it back after you kill them, but it's still not all that much. Oh, anyways, here is a boss. Well, not a boss, but
You lost, little lamb. Hand over all you got.
the robber weasel. They use the axe.
Welcome to the city of the future. And the future is death.
I do like how extra that is.
Welcome to the city of the future. And the future is death.
I shouldn't have actually tried to do this early. Yeah, I set you on fire finally. Good.
You ought to give to the needy.
There we go. Like, you don't really need to do that. But I find it does make it easier with the stalkers.
Welcome to the city of the future. And the
To actually break their
future
weapon.
is death.
It just reduces their damage by a ton. And you're dead.
I don't want to die. I just wanted a full belly. That's not so wrong.
The future is death, but not for me. The robber weasel also, yeah, they just despawns. I love the, like, woe is me, like, I just wanted a full belly. Like, you were so aggressive coming after us. Oh, man. Okay. Robber Weasel's Mask. The Robber Weasel's Mask. It may look ridiculous and unimpressive, but its ability to instill fear in the dark is unmatched. The robber believed she could escape the city once the next empty house was ransacked. She never imagined that this would be her last excursion. Yeah, well, that sounds like a her problem. Robber Weasel's Hunting Apparel. The hunting apparel worn by the Robber Weasel. It may look shabby, but nothing is better for robbing. Countless aristocrats have died, and countless homes have lost their owners. With its many empty houses, Krat became the perfect place for robbers and petty thieves to ply their trade. It's a pretty generic looking outfit. Take the weasel mask on your heist. That would be... Why does that seem so much creepier to me, the idea of any kind of, like, lizard person putting on a mammal mask? Oh, I wouldn't do it, but the idea of, like, the lizard folk is a furry because it's trying to understand. That's way too cursed. It is a good idea, though. I did not mean to avoid that guy. It just happened. All right. A diver? I don't even think... No, I think these are alchemists who got taken over, maybe? Oh yeah, look, there's a butterfly nearby. It just drops a stabilized alchemical booster. That is... I mean, if you use the gold coin fruits, I'm sure it's useful, but... Cat dust. The stealth item has its purposes, but... I don't think this is though. This is just... Yeah. Oh, you were in here, okay. A dark moonstone of the Covenant. Alright, alright. I will take it. I will take it. Although now I have two, probably the only two of the weapons I would bother with that are now to where I could use them. Did I, armor-wise? Okay, good. I put that on early, but I'm going to have it on. So here is the 4th Trinity key door. This one's a really good one to have a Trinity key for. Although it doesn't have a quartz behind it. But arguably what it does have behind it's even better, so. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, okay. So now we're back to the Central Station lobby. And with that, we've actually done Krat Central Station Redux. So now we get to look... Well, there's the area right outside, too. So we can get to mess with this plaza again. Central Station Plaza, Foggy Night. Oh, it has a lot of different enemies now, so... Including these guys. Ow. That was not a great start to this. There's also the big heavy guys, which is unfortunate. Statue got messed up. That's a dim ergo chunk, so we'll take it, I guess. Resplendent ergo chunk, not bad. It's kind of sad though that guy hit me, considering. Oh, there's a puppet there too. I didn't even notice. But you get back here and this area is full of enemies. Like, the city is getting pretty messed up. And now we have discovered the last kind of dog. So, disruption is the status effect that instantly kills you. Very annoying. And for whatever reason, those dogs have grown it. I don't know, it's... I guess it's some kind of like electrical effect going on. Because we know ergo does react to electricity. Or maybe they're like anti-ergo spores, because ergo also... That was unfortunate. Especially because I feel like I actually timed that right, but I clearly didn't because it killed me. Oh. Is that the only time I've... No, wait. Got past the boss. Is that the only time I've died this stream? Or is that the only time I've died and remembered to update the counter? I don't know why I did this to myself. I'm so bad with death counters. I think it's the only time you died. Okay, well I'm gonna hope between you being pretty sure of that and the fact that I just haven't. Just hope that's the case, because... Please just die. Thank you. I would try not to do too much, but I feel like you need to be a little careful here because... It was like 5 minutes away possible. Okay. That's not too bad an odds right there. I think that was the guy that killed me when I was going after this guy and he showed up and it's like, asshole. Oh, here's a basic enemy that will attack you, so. This is an interesting gacha feature, where a few enemies specifically, before they stagger, they have an attack they do. Also, we picked up a weapon called the Coil Mjolnir. I feel like overall, it's not a great thing, because it's kind of a gacha your first time playing. But arguably, that just means your first time playing any new enemy. When you stagger them, you back off and then you see. But, you know. So this is a large blunt weapon. It has something called Thunderstrike and Absolute Defense. A strong downward blow. When you cut downward, lightning will deal electric blitz damage to the surrounding enemies. After attacking, your weapon is temporarily imbued with electric blitz. So this is one of those weapons that it buffs itself, but it's not an advanced weapon because it doesn't constantly do that damage. And then Absolute Defense perfectly blocks the enemy's attack temporarily. A hammerhead modified by attaching Vanini's storage battery. Ergo functions as a conductor so that a strong electric shock causes it to release a current. I don't know whether Vanini is a genius or a fool for using an item like this as a mere storage battery. The opinion of a technician named Descartes on Vanini's storage battery. The handle of a hammer altered by attaching Vanini's storage battery. It was made long and sturdy so that it could withstand the hammer's impact. How could he use my storage battery on this horrifying thing? Is Descartes a fool or a genius? The opinion of Vanini on Descartes' hammer. So, as Captain would say, it's a pretty nice bong. It has some weird delay to it. But it's pretty satisfyingly meaty, which is nice. Plus it kind of reminds me, it's kind of like a meat tenderizing hammer with all those little nubbies at the end. on the bright side with that. Picked up a cool little weapon. I really should use some of these weapons more. Well, it's definitely fit. Like, the changing handle and blade system is pretty cool. And also, I do think there's something to be said for just having the variety it does. The game has a pretty decent set of weapons. I'm not sure if it hits quite the sweet spot I'd say Bloodborne has, but in some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse. It always depends, too. Also, look at this guy trying to break in. Buddy. I do like this is like a more advanced one, but instead of shielding himself, he uses his weapon like a modifiable. Ah, and there is the last Legion plug. We can make our final arm for Pinocchio. Not that it really matters since I've stopped doing that, but... Oh, excellent. Okay, good. I always end up saving my Ergo, and this is a good example of why, so... In the next room, there's going to be a merchant, so we'll take care of that. Right here. Oh yeah. Fairy Tale of the Three Brothers of the Workshop Tower. The first part is torn off. Thus, there lived in Krat a technician who made the friendly three puppet brothers, an alchemist who breathed life into puppets, and a stalker who rectified puppets gone wrong. The three brothers built the Craftsman Workshop Tower and made phenomenal puppets. The puppets seemed as if they're alive. The good ones helped the people of Krat and worked hard, danced, and sang songs. The people were extremely glad, and everyone was happy. They said it's all thanks to the three brothers. The three good brothers lived happily ever after. It says a part's been ripped off, but it feels like there's probably been more editing that's happened to there.
I don't suppose you'd like to buy anything. Sorry, I've been on my own so long, my sales pitch is a little rusty. Hard to engage in trade when you're fleeing from monsters. Even if the abnormal has become normal,
I think that's
the
kind of his
living
point.
must live. Buy something, and you'll help both of us.
All right. Now we
Just when
can
you
talk
think
to him.
things are getting better, eh? The other day, someone killed the King of Puppets on Rosa Isabel Street. Since the king caused the puppet frenzy, I thought we were saved. Turns out that without the puppets, the monster population grew.
I didn't
Sometimes
know
the light
better.
at the end of the tunnel is the front of an oncoming train. I guess it's just Krat's time to meet its doom.
Like, look, you stupid wandering merchant. I didn't know, okay? God, I already feel bad enough about killing Roman. And he's like, man, look at that. Someone killed the king of puppets, and now zombies are everywhere. Ooh. Ah, yes. So, he has the large converters, which valuable. He has a Legion caliber, also valuable. He has the gouge from 4E, the military shovel blade and handle. Okay, it's not quite the same, but I think I can buy all of this. Yeah, I can. Okay. Fury, spinning, slash, and alter. Spin and slash surrounding enemies. Spin attacks will continue while the attack is held. If held for a certain time, it triggers a powerful finishing attack. Military shovel handle. Temporarily transforms weapon handle into its long form and boosts attack. A military shovel blade made by Vanini Company. The shovel head was sharpened to a fine edge, so it no longer wants to be used as a tool. If you don't have a weapon to kill puppets with, use a shovel if you have to. Stalkers followed the orders of their incompetent commander. However, the attack was not on their enemy, but on him. A military shovel handle made by Vanini Company. It was made to be foldable so it could be easily transported even during long marches. If you ask what gets on a military shovel most often, an innocent person would answer dirt. A person who understands reality would answer human blood. Actually, I'm pretty sure if you look at shovels being used... I mean, here it's because it's designed to be a weapon, but I think it's usually dirt anyways. So we have a shovel. I think the fact that you use it to cut like an axe instead of bonking with it kind of makes it less desirable, but it's got some cool moves though, and I'm gonna waste the Fable on it, but if we do this, it becomes long. It doesn't look like it changes its moveset though. Which is not like terribly bad or anything, it's just... Alright. We're actually going to teleport back and an apartment. Just so we can look at the last Legionnaire. We'll have a whole assortment of cool puppet arm technology. But I'll continue to use the Legion Strength because, you know, I just like it. Always amuses me when Sophia's by the gramophone. Like, imagine just once you leave, she's like, turn on the tunes. The last one we have to make. Pandemonium. Oh, but let's put it on actually so we can look at it though, because I do want to see what it looks like. Oh, it's gross. Ew. It has pulsating tendrils. Although I like the fingers. Like the claws and all that. I like that part. I just don't like the, like... I mean, actually, if I'm being honest here, I kind of do like it a little bit. I think it's just a single arm. I think if it was more consistent... as a single arm, I was just like, oh, it's gross. Or maybe it's just the hand selling me on it. But anyways, it's gross and we're not going to use it. How many of these do we have? Only 5. Okay, we can't even upgrade another arm fully yet, so... Alright. Oh man, I should probably just... No, I can do the next part of... this one. So we have the abandoned apartment. And, well, let's just say we've been hearing those earthquakes happen, right? And it's a little suspicious about what the alchemists are doing. And this might be entirely their doing, but part of it might be we read about crowd bursting up through the city, and it turns out that might have been a little worse than it indicated. Collapsing Krot, Augie Night. So, the city ain't doing too good.
Whoa. This used to be the workshop's transportation base, close to Krotz Central Station. Maybe that's why the puppets were so hell-bent on attacking the place during the frenzy. But I didn't see it myself. I didn't know the scale of it all. So let's add that earthquake to our list of strange and bizarre happenings in Krot and keep moving.
So honestly, so this area kind of sucks a little bit. Not for that reason. I was just being stupid there. But those crystals cause disruption within a certain radius of them. And if your disruption bar fills, you die. So it's just a hassle to deal with. Those guys are a little annoying. Mostly because they do the very classic Dark Souls 2-esque infinite vertical wind-up. Where they do an attack that they hold up and they take forever to get to the point where they're going to attack you. That is interesting. I didn't drop any frames or anything, but my chat disconnected. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, and we have over here... Did that butterfly go away already? No, there you are. Oh yeah, I see you now. Thank you, Bubs. I don't know what was up with that. Because it just like, for like a minute, also doesn't leave. Yeah. So these guys are interesting. We haven't fought this puppet type in a while. But similar to how the Swamp Monster boss had the Scrapped Watchman moveset, but it added a few things to like... I didn't even talk about that all during that fight, did I? A lot of times the green puppet enemies, like when it's a puppet but it has a green carcass monster piloting it, what they do is they add on attacks that will punish you if you go for like quick punishments. Like they cover up for the attacks with like where there's certain holes in there, they leave them vulnerable. They give them less downtime, etc. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? If they're building off of that. I think it's a valid way of doing that. But it's just something you need to tend to be a little bit careful of. Now we're in a little side area that has dogs. Yeah, so see, I'm way closer to death than I may seem, because that disruption bar is actually like over 2/3 full. Oh, that actually reminds me too. I found a letter that I couldn't read at the time because Jiminy was speaking. Lover's letter. To my beloved Gideon, the world is dying. I hear news of the epidemic dozens of times a day. Oh man, reminds me of 4 years ago. Sorry, that was bad. I'm like legitimately cringing about that. Okay. If, on top of this, I am not able to see you, I may suffocate and die. I'll wait for you at the sign tonight, as usual. Don't be late, my love. You do gotta feel sorry for Crop, though. Like, it has so much going wrong with it. And, like, it's all because it's all connected, but the fact that, like, the one thing is actually a manifestation of, like, 3 different disasters. Well, the Puppet Frenzy isn't, like, really a disaster, but it's them trying to stop it from getting worse, so. And I killed him with gravity. Oops, there went gravity, etc., etc. Also, I should have grabbed this earlier. Oop. Oh, it was just a shot put. Okay, whatever. Alright. That is the last supply box. It was something I missed the first time I played this game. And that supply box has a lot of stuff on it. But that's going to have to be a thing for next stream. Because we need to get to the end of this one. That said, I think I'm pretty close to making a little progress. Oh, actually, maybe not as close, I think. They say when crystals appear from the ground, it's a sign of the end days. It's the end. We're all going to die. Everyone's going to die. Oh, man. Good old Panic. At the disco. No, it wasn't at the disco. Although the Ergo crystals would make a good disco ball. Ah, here we go. This is what I was thinking of. The other nice thing about the Puppet String is it does a lot of stagger damage doing that. Which makes sense. The Urch Extra Heavyweight Frame. As P here basically uses the Puppet String to launch his entire body at them, so. Here's the next level of armor. A new product developed by Urch, the Ironworks factory. It was made with increased durability rather than weight reduction in mind. Because I'm using like one of the lightest weapons on top of everything else, it's kind of like I don't need as much as I have. This one, an Ergo Fragment. Alright. A nice, good moment of progress. And next time, we're going to... Oh, let's not... Okay, let's go back to Hotel Krat for a second. I'm just going to collect the fruits from the tree so I don't need to worry about it next time. So next stream, I'm not quite sure how much progress I'm going to make. If everything goes well, I could get to the last big area of the game. And by all rights, I should, but I'm saying it with a question mark. Because the boss right before then is one of the 3 hardest bosses, I would say. Especially what remains. I guess it's a little bit of a question, like, it might be like the 4th hardest. More importantly, it's specifically a hard boss, not because it's hard, although it is a little bit hard, but because it's hard in a very annoying way. And, yeah. It's kind of my least favorite boss fight in this game. But that won't be right away next time. That'll be just further in. But hopefully that won't be too bad. If you didn't proceed to one-shot it, I would hope so. It's not... Because that's why I wanted to correct saying it's a hard fight. It's not actually super hard. It's just a lot of times it's hard because I'll walk into that fight immediately tilted. Kind of like, in Bloodborne, Ram the Vacuous Spider is not necessarily a hard boss, but the fact that it's Ram's spider babies that give all the chance of killing you, and you either have to slowly kill them, or you have to go and... Yeah. It is that kind of thing where a lot of difficulty comes in. Do you just bring not owning the... Why am I saying all that? We know exactly what I'm talking about. Katie did that bike section to begin her final stream of the Final Fantasy VII Remake proper game. It's going to be exactly that. So in fact, if I get to that in time, she'll get to see me do that. But until then, thanks for hanging out. Good night, everyone.